Unit 2 Launch Text. Isn't everyone a little bit weird? Everyone is a little bit weird. That's not a bad thing. It just happens to be true. The common definition of the adjective weird is unusual or strange. The connotation, or implied meaning, of the term is that there is something wrong with a person who is described in this way. While many people might feel the connotation is correct, I would argue it's wrong for two reasons. First, the most gifted and successful people are often eccentric. Second, some traits we now think of as being weird were once highly regarded and not weird at all. Consider Benjamin Franklin, one of the framers of the United States Constitution. Franklin was a leading author, political theorist, politician, scientist, inventor, activist, and businessperson. He invented the lightning rod, bifocal glasses, and the Franklin stove. His discoveries regarding electricity are important to the history of physics. His public push for colonial solidarity was vital to the formation of the Union. He became wealthy as the writer and publisher of Poor Richard's Almanac. There's nothing weird in that list of accomplishments. Brilliant would better describe Franklin, and yet the man some call the first American had certain ways about him you might consider odd. He once pricked a competing publisher by astrologically predicting when the man's life would end. He created his own alphabet, dispensing with the letters C, J, Q, W, X, and Y, and adding others he made up to stand in for common sounds. He is said to have favored air baths, often writing his letters and essays while sitting in a cold room with nothing on. Some aspects of Franklin's life that people today might see as weird would have been viewed as unremarkable during his lifetime. Take, for example, his appearance. In famous portraits, he wears ruffled shirts, breeches, and tight stockings pulled up to the knee. He wore his hair long well into old age. Today's viewers of these portraits might think him odd, but those were common fashions of his era. Likewise, consider Franklin's education. He quit school at age 10 and was apprenticed as a printer at age 12, a career move that today would be considered both weird and illegal. Perhaps Franklin's oddness actually sparked his genius. He saw things in ways that challenged what other people accepted as fact. Additionally, he had the courage to communicate his insights, act on them, and turn them into achievements. It may have been Franklin's weirdness that made him great. Some might argue that weird people are just plain weird. By most people's standards, an undressed man sitting in a cold room writing with a quill pen is undoubtedly strange. But that view of human nature is too narrow. It doesn't recognize the important idea that many of those who see things differently turn out to be the most creative and ingenious among us. Everyone has eccentricities, simply slightly odd, unique, and perhaps unique ways of thinking or behaving. These might be the first traits you notice in someone, or the last. Being a little weird may be one of the things that actually connects us and makes us uniquely human. Ben Franklin wrote, "Life's tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. It takes wisdom to look past what seems weird in people, what makes them different, to find the offbeat humanity that unites us all."